Hello and welcome back to another Reverse 1999 Let's Play, where today, hopefully, we aren't huffing extreme amounts of copium. So, maybe it's fate, we'll see. Main story, I really want to finish main story, and it's a complete coincidence that we're gonna finish Chapter 5 on either Episode 36, which is this episode, or Chapter 37. It would actually be ironic if we finish Chapter 5 on Episode 37. Would be amazing. Let's see, we do have enough tears. Let's go. No golden spark. Unlucky. That is unlucky. Well, we still have 2 weeks for 6, so I'm pretty sure I can pity him sometime soon. Before we begin main story, actually, I need to talk about the dream I had. Actually, I had this dream like 20 minutes ago, right before this episode. And, let's just say random events were happening in a dream. And, yeah, I was diving to the bottom of the ocean, and then I see this jellyfish. And, by the way, before I saw this jellyfish, there were some conditions where if I saw these conditions, my character would die. Now, again, was it me? Was it my body? Or was it a character? As in, like Zomboid, I was playing a character. Or, Reverse 1999, where we're playing as Timekeeper, quote unquote, Big quotations. So, yeah, I didn't know. Was it me or was it my character? All I remember is diving to the bottom of the sea, and then I see Eternity. And I was like, damn, well, what is she doing here? And then she just runs to me, and then I just disappear, and I'm like, damn, why are we edging Eternity here? And then I realized, wait a minute, if I disappeared, how can I see Eternity after I disappeared? So I see her reactions, and I'm starting to think Eternity might be a merchant.
It's always good to have you here, no matter if you found a bargain or suffered a loss.
So clue number 1, found a bargain or suffered a loss. Actually could be very normal. But then you look at her stuff, right? I'm not gonna look at her bonds, night, morning, or anything. I'm actually just gonna look at a few of her choice of words.
Take it easy. Handle it gently.
No, this isn't it.
My child, flying handbag for only 3,000 Sharpodontes.
See, the 3,000 Sharpodontes. She's selling you something.
Try for free.
Try for free. It's in your face, but I'm assuming she's a merchant, okay? I'm just saying, she's a rich lady for a reason. Never mind, wrong screen. By the way, I'm not sure if I should stream UTTU Market. Unfortunately, it is the last week, so I don't think I will stream it. In any case, Invaders in Black. That which obscures the sea, that which engulfs the clouds, comes heavily. English.
Vertin, finally! The manor suddenly emerged everywhere like ants. Lilia and I couldn't take them all down. I would have acted sooner if you hadn't told me not to pick fights.
A mad pawn roars and jumps on them, but is immediately being pulled off and knocked out by Lilia. His limbs twitch horribly and his body soon shrivels.
Bleen, all they want is to attack, even if their blood will be sucked out. Insane! Back when we were spying on them, I told Sanetta to screw the peace agreement through the radio. I knew those geometry psychos and the Manus would go mad sooner or later. They were not that crazy when they were solving the math problems. There!
I like Lilia's anger, actually.
What the hell happened down there?
The cave is the key to be immune to the storm. There is a cave on this island, which has the same effect as my suitcase. That's what the Manus are after.
What?
But hasn't she also put on the stone bangle? Even if she can break free from that bangle, there is no way she'd let her followers keep carrying out suicide attacks. And if she has signed that peace agreement, how will she take the cave from a Byron?
I like how she says it differently than other characters. Russian moment.
Vertin,
On Verton's back, 37 opens her eyes. She puts on a finger and points it to the sky. We just zoomed in, I guess. In the eternal and transcendental sky, several dazzling flares, stars are lining up. It's her mother, not Verton's mother, 37's mother and Sophia's mother. Now that's for damn sure.
What's that?
Never mind. Six? No. The Hall of Apiron is in deadly silence. Only a visitor is still browsing through the classic book.
I'm afraid you have overstayed your welcome, Ms. Arcana.
Man, his design, I love it. I actually... It's been a while since we've seen 6. I wish he would talk more.
I have to regrettably remind you not to overstep the boundaries, despite the great help you've given to us.
I take not thought for needless disputes, but to ask a simple question.
She gently closes the book.
The great philosophers. Ye seek the ancient wisdom, follow the sage's teaching, and pursue the noble virtues. You are separated from the world for thousands of years, and you have not gained the human's understanding, nor have you sought for it. I find pleasure in this allegory of the cave. However, hast this been unto thee? That too led us to the exile in this cave.
What's she asking? The flare stars are approaching. They move in an orderly manner as if they're a group of swift attackers. Well, guys, Lord of the Flies
What are
begins.
they? I've never seen these before. Why are they here? These things should not appear on this island.
No! 97, no!
The eternal ever-circulating current has fell off upon the sea. A fleet in black is breaking waves.
Sinetto, did you bring the humans' army here?
Interesting. The end. Not even to be continued. It's just the end. What? This can't be. You know, I was about to say it would be fate if we end this chapter on episode 37. But, like, no. Oh, in fact, we don't end the episode on the Let's Play on chapter 5 on episode 37. It's because she's just dead. Or she just, I don't know, gets nuked or missiled or something. Trial. Gold prospector. Speculators gather on the beach, trying to dig shiny objects from the sand. Those things don't belong to them. Let's drive them away. Let's see, are they humans or are they Foundation members? Nope, they're not. They're neither. They're nor the Manus, nor the Foundation.
Talking out calms people down.
So yeah, I'm guessing the Manus are the ones dropping the nukes. That's really it. I don't know why this episode is ending like this, but hey, maybe it's a Lord of the Flies reference. I don't know. I have no idea. Man, anticlimactic. I'm gonna play the event, but I'm not sure if I should play it on... See, I want to stream UTTU Market. Now the other issue is... Hold on. What am I doing? Let's flick this.
I hear
And
something.
then just AoE.
Take it easy.
Right, so I'm not sure if I should stream the UTTU
Try it
Market.
free. Try it
And
free.
I don't know. if I stream the UTTU market,
Retreat! What?
I'm trying to think of the days because maybe I can record the event. It's just, do I sacrifice? Do I sacrifice the story to stream? Because I have limited time. Okay, thank you for reminding us about the battery, I guess.
Handle it gently.
I don't know. I don't
So
know.
long lives this. And this
It's
gives
to be
power
discussed
these.
pretty soon.
Always hide in
First, let's just
careful
clear this battle and see. Surely the chapter doesn't just end like this. Surely an extra 3 chapters or extra 3 levels are gonna open, right?
Idle my sword
Take
sharp.
it easy.
Alright.
Lenia sereno intenso ad infinito.
Bonk.
Lenia sereno intenso ad infinito.
Bonk.
A little bit hot here.
Okay. Now that's been taken care of. No pride goes before the fall. I've been there, you better take it. No? Nothing? Okay. Trial Gold Prospector. They drop the treasure they found in Scatter. Complete. That's it, huh? That's it, huh? The star. Let's go in. Ooh. I was about to say it doesn't end, but this is looking a bit weird. Are we gonna look back into the backstory? Is that Matilda? Is that Matilda Boaniche? I don't think it's Matilda Boaniche, but lovely meeting with a snake off her head. The little white duck finds the gold crest. Who is that? Is this in the Foundation? I think that's Matilda. But I don't know who the other person is. The star. Lovely meeting. I'll be the judge. It is the Foundation.
Wow. So this is the library in Pertin's school.
It was Sotheby? Is that Sotheby's chess piece? It's not Druvis, that's for damn sure.
So many people here. They're probably around my age.
She's 13 for reference. A gorgeous sap green dress jumps into the library of St. Pavlov, I don't know, SPDM. Its owner keeps talking in a sing-song tone like a chirping gold crest, MB.
We've also got this many shelves in the library of Sotheby's Manor.
Yeah, you know, the one that was sifted by a storm. I don't know how Sotheby is still rich despite it all.
Are there any alchemy workshops and potion warehouses here, like in our manor?
The young lady stands on tiptoe looking around this place curiously.
Where can I find Miss Boaniche? Madame Z told me to come here, but she didn't give any other clues.
I was right, we are looking for La Matilda Boaniche.
The people here really need Mr. Teacaptor, who is always nice and warm to the guests. Just twist his teapot ear, then he can take you anywhere. If not so, placing a luck-a-day potion at the entrance would help as well. If I had made it before I came, Miss Boaniche and I might have met by now. Or she will just pop up behind me.
Ah, an amazing prediction Miss Sotheby is putting. Let's see. Is Matilda Boaniche as strong as 37 as to appear in the darkness every time she's mentioned?
Are you looking for me?
Oh no, she does have that ability. La Matilda Boaniche has the ability to appear from the darkness. You know, I should probably send the ticket to the support team and tell them, yo, I never got my skin. I just forgot to claim it. I swear I have enough points to claim it and I just didn't claim it. I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. But yeah, I should probably send them a ticket. Let's keep going. I like Matilda's smile.
Oh my word! Oops, that was too loud. Where are my manners?
Sotheby straightens the wrinkles on her dress and gives out her hand like a real lady.
Nice to meet you. Are you Miss Buonish.
By the way, Matilda Buonish is 14 years old. There's not much of an age gap here. I believe Sonetto is 16 and Schneider is 18. You know, if I were to look at these characters, I would think Schneider is the youngest one between them. The other girl nods haughtily. Her uniform speaks for herself. I like that. It seems to be a historic first meeting for them.
That's fantastic. How did you find me? Did you see me in the Oneiromancy? Or through a crystal orb? Either way, it is the great Arcanum. I'm much greater than that. Look at you, dressed as if you'd just been to a ball. You are as eye-catching as the pigment board on a sketch. I saw you the moment I came into the library. A ball. Does the Foundation hold balls too?
No, you're gonna be disappointed, Sotheby.
Non, I'm saying... Est-ce que tous les amis de Vertine parlent comme ça?
I like the language switch up.
Never mind. Madame Z told me you wanted to look up the materials on the mysterious school that believes in numbers here. That's right. Miss Moisson told me she will thoroughly check the documents in the Foundation archive. So I'll go through the books in the SPDM library. If we can find anything about that school, we can be of more help to Bertin and her team. I'm sorry, Miss Sotheby, but I'm afraid the situation is going to disappoint you. While you spend the last hour looking for Teaketler's ear, the kind-hearted monitor assistant already gained valuable access to the library. But I haven't found any records regarding the mysterious school that believes in numbers yet.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Oh, but Miss Moisson said there are so many books here that they can cover the entire back of a Stronsay beast. That's a bit exaggerated, but she's right. Nevertheless, the librarian was transferred to a more important position years ago due to the storm. Many old books are not yet sorted. Some even went missing in the chaos. The only relevant materials I could find are the stories of Pythagoras and some books on mathematical theorems. But I don't think they have anything to do with Vertine's issue.
You know, Matilda, you hit it. You got it. Pythagoreans, mathematical theorems, you are literally spot on. You hit the nail. I mean, you hit the hammer on the nail. Whatever that saying goes by. I don't know. Just now I was kind of sad that the things were happening in main story 37 and all, but I don't know. Seeing Sotheby and Matilda interact makes me smile. I don't know why I'm happy. I really don't know why I am happy. I'm just happy to see Matilda, I guess. What Matilda sees now is a pair of tear-dimmed eyes.
Happens. I can't do anything to help them. Please stop being emotional. It doesn't work on this professional member of the Foundation.
It's clearly working based off your expression. I mean, if you weren't emotional, you wouldn't say it, right? She looks away and clears her throat like a grown-up.
Without field investigation permission, I can't take you out to collect information. But in fact, there is still another reference room only known to the most outstanding monitor assistant.
I like it when she does that expression, by the way. Just a point at the head, raise one eyebrow, lower the other. It's smug. I love it.
Hooray!
Other students in the library cast disgruntled glances at them.
Shh. It's a violation to make noises in the library. Please follow me, Miss Sotheby.
To be continued? No. Tall shelves. Swear on your god there are tall shelves. Unfamiliar surroundings. Swear on your god that this is an unfamiliar setting. An impossible mission. Is it really impossible, though? The girls walk through the shelves like fish swimming through coral.
Thank you so much, Miss Buonish. You mentioned ball. I haven't heard that word for a very long time. I remember, Mr. Carson, my butler, had taught me. He said, express your gratitude to fair ladies by holding a grand ball. I'll write to my father and ask for a brand new, unsinkable and maneuverable rock and roll park. I'm sure he will gladly say yes.
Her father is still alive? Where is he? Is her mother alive? I mean, what? I thought they were all wiped by the storm or something. I mean, in fact, I thought Mr. Carson was there just because her father was dead. What? Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense that parents neglect their daughters when they're rich or something. I mean, wait. Rich parents neglect their sons more. Let's not think about it.
Maneuverable rock and roll park?
That's the part Matilda stuck with.
Yes. We can hold a twist ball on it when Burton and her team are back. Please allow me to say no. The monitor assistant of SPDM will never participate in such an inelegant activity. Wait, did you just say Burton and her team?
Amazing blush. Whatever happened to your eyes just now, Matilda?
We can talk about the ball later. The kind-hearted Matilda Buanish will try her best to help you with the task. But, of course, it's only out of her sense of responsibility, not for some personal reason.
I swear, self-reporting Matilda moment. They go faster and faster. Finally, they reach their destination. Haven't heard this soundtrack since, Jessica or Horopedia or Blondie or Tooth Fairy. Let's go. To patch the fragmented errors in the future, and to store the currently unimportant files and reports, people built this reference room in the shape of a box with grey and white walls. During this awful time, which might last for ages, people call it the footnote of history.
Here we are. The reference room storing unnecessary information. It's a place ignored by most staff. Even so, this careful, reliable monitor assistant will not let go of any details.
She knocks on the rusty sign haughtily.
I hereby officially appoint you as the Chief Assistant of Monitor Assistant of SPDM. I will take my responsibility and teach you how to become a devoted Foundation member.
Matilda pulls off the cloth covering the archive cabinet. Dust rises in the air.
Here is your first task. Read through these unsorted old files. All of them.
The monitor assistant takes a dusty file from the cabinet. The paper inside has already turned yellow.
I have searched all the archived ones. These are the last parts. Most of them are discarded administrative documents, low-priority materials, and substandard reports written by rookie investigators. By the way, you should know I didn't sort any of them out for you, and they don't necessarily have what you want. It's all right. Leave them to me. I love reading.
Nice.
You'd better do. Here's the key. Keep it safe. You can sit on the cushions there when you sort out the files. I don't want your dress to stain the stone bench. I'll go see if I missed any files. Listen, this monitor assistant will test you on your familiarity with these files when she's back.
Okay. Suddenly Sotheby has a job. Employed for free and on the spot 3 hours later. Damn, this cutscene won't end. I'm actually amazed.
Double check completed. Looks like I didn't miss any relevant files. Phew, quite a long day. I doubt if that spoiled lady can finish all the materials. She must have been bored and fallen asleep, waiting for her tea kettler in the dream. It takes much more than dancing at balls to be a Foundation investigator. I'll send her back to that teacher when she wakes up.
You mean Madam Z?
In the end, it will be the kind-hearted Matilda who finishes the task for her. Being a great monitor assistant comes with great responsibility.
Keep stroking your ego, little girl. Again, Matilda gently pushes the door open. Surprisingly, she is welcomed with an energetic greeting.
Oh, Miss Boanish!
Standing on a ladder, Sotheby gives her a big smile with a stack of files in her hand. The Sotheby soundtrack has started playing. The files she didn't finish reading are scattered on the ground, while the others have been well organized in the cabinet.
You didn't fall asleep. Did you sort out these files? Yes. I love these books in uncommon shapes. There are so many wonderful stories. I often read books with Sasano when father wasn't at home. We read and read until the red bomb waves woke up the sun. Moreover, these files are much easier than Miss Moisson's reading to us. Here, the gentleman from River Conway tamed a whole group of Avanks. How marvelous is that?
Oh, okay. Looks like you meet the basic requirements for being a rookie investigator.
Matilda didn't expect it.
Tu es plus ou moins qualifié pour être mon assistante en chef.
Again, a language shift. The young lady doesn't pay much attention to the mumbles from the monitor assistant. She is busy announcing her big discovery.
And I also found this interesting report. It tells a lot about the storm and the numbers. Will this be helpful to Burton?
Show it to me.
She takes a pile of yellow papers from Sotheby. Is that the star, maybe? This neat and orderly written report has no beginning or end. I mean, based off the way the gold trims are shaped, yeah, I would assume this is spot on. Obviously, the author is a meticulous person.
I have to say, it is undoubtedly a violation to submit such a report. But it will be a travesty of the truth and human sense if I cover it up.
Peace, sense, justice. They have always been the creeds in my heart, and are now the reason why I've decided to write down the whole thing. A long time has passed since the first attack of the most severe crisis in our time, but we are still wondering, what on earth does it mean? That was the eve of the millennium, of which no one had any memories, illogically. The next day, time was already reversed to 1996, the moment we opened our eyes. We walked out of the building made of grey and white marble as usual, hardly aware that the sun we bathed in was from another time. Our survival was unexpected and almost unbelievable in such a calamity which swept the globe. Why did the headquarters of the Foundation survive the reverse? Why couldn't we find our younger selves in the outside world? Did any other region survive it as we did? What was the cause behind this calamity?
Wait, that's actually an interesting question. Why couldn't we find our younger selves in the outside world? You know, like, if time reversed a little bit, shouldn't you, in theory, see Matilda, because, you know, she was raised outside of the Foundation? Huh. I mean, shouldn't you be able to see Shemaine when he was young? Because he wasn't raised in a place that is immune to the storm. I mean, the last two questions we know, right? We know that they're mysterious. We don't know if the storm is global. We don't know if what's the cause behind the storm. But damn, I never asked myself the question, why can't we see the younger selves? That's actually an interesting question. At least the story is aware of what needs answering.
I didn't know, nor did anyone else. Things remained unclear until time was reversed again. This time, we all witnessed that rain in the 80s.
These files Burton needs?
I think so.
She says in a trembling voice. This monitor assistant, who always claims to have a cool head, has never panicked so much.
It's a report written by someone who witnessed the storm. And it has recorded the storms before Verton became the timekeeper.
Could it be Verton's mother? That's how we end it. Nah, come on, man. Nah, that. Reverse 1999. Cut it when it's interesting. Soaked science after a terribly heavy downpour. It's hard to stay calm. We haven't had any battles. I mean, we had one trial, but I don't count the trial.
Before she became the timekeeper? Whoa. So Verton wasn't born a timekeeper.
She didn't tell you that? Wait, no one is born a timekeeper. It's not an inherited title. Anyway, this report includes the secret chronology only accessible to the core members of the Foundation. You can only check it under the supervision of the Monitor Assistant before you become a qualified investigator.
Matilda dusts off the folder carefully.
No matter what the reason is, it shouldn't have been shoved in this dusty room like rubbish. To evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Boiniche will fulfill her duty as the Monitor Assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report. If you agree to this resolution, please nod, Assistant Sotheby.
The speech is full of terminology Sotheby has never heard of, but it doesn't matter. Based on the tone of the speech, she has already decided how to answer.
Yes.
Hand.
That was 1985. A gloomy, miserable night compared to that peaceful morning in 1996, when we were only bothered by confusion. We didn't expect time to be reversed again. Nor did we understand the consequence. Even now, I still remember Paulina's desperate cry. One of her hens was already inside the safe area when she fell at the entrance to the headquarters. And that was the only part of her left to us the next second.
Unlucky
The only
Paulina.
legacies we found were an engagement ring on that hand and her favorite blue polka dot scarf, which we used to wrap her remains in the end. To be honest, I admired those who still remained calm and sympathized with the arcanists on the edge of mental breakdown. It had nothing to do with the 1/4 arcanist blood in my body. It was only the kind of empathy which all mankind would share out of instinct in the face of a hopeless calamity. We lost many, too many colleagues. In the materials they sent back, we even saw all the horrifying phenomena, such as one's veins turning into electric wires. Since then, the storm, a word simply taken from visual observation, has been used to refer to the calamity. Of course, we can have a word for the calamity itself. But what words should we use to conclude all the absurdity and panic? Before the storm, we were all familiar with time. It was supposed to be a straight line connecting the past and the future. We followed the line to move forward. We broke free from ignorance. We built civilizations. We developed technologies. We promoted the well-being of mankind. And we improved our living conditions step by step. We were so sure that we were making progress on the right path. But then, the path was taken away all of a sudden. Oh, time. Our closest old friend, where are you taking us? Back to the two most painful war times in the 20th century? The era when no one had ever heard the hiss of steam engines? Or the century when mankind was yet to be enlightened? So far, mankind has achieved a lot in history. Dynamos, automobiles, flyovers, railways, hospitals, poorhouses. But if it goes on like this, what is the point of all the efforts we have made? Now we are like a shipwreck left on the island of time, witnessing the fall of the whole modern world in the unstoppable tsunami. Even though the Foundation has lost a lot of staff members, they are still doing fine compared to Laplace. My younger brother was a good example. He was the most sensible person I have ever known. On the first day of the second reverse, he told me, in a calm manner,
"At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an arrow of time in classical mechanics. Neither in relativity nor quantum mechanics. That means this is absolutely normal. Whether the time goes backwards or forwards, even if it starts spinning around like a tabletop football player. They're not against the law of physics. We can go back in time and give Poincaré a medal of great profit."
The next day, he almost fell off the 6th floor due to excessive drinking. All the perceptions of time and space developed to this day were overthrown. We couldn't find any theories to explain the storm in any existing researches. There could only be two reasons for this situation. Either we've been completely wrong all the time, or we've come to a brand new world. And this new world can never make sense in the way of science, or that of physics. It cannot be verified by an independent third party, and it is impossible to be comprehended through reasoning. Is it true that we have been going the wrong way? Is it true that those once proven wrong by history, those arcanists who claim to possess Gnosis, are actually on the right path? In fact, the one who put an end to the chaos was indeed not a human. This thing, I had no idea what it was. It claimed to be a machine which never stops working. It laughed at the limitations of our brains and the metaphysical mistakes we make ceaselessly. But it did solve the most urgent issue. A system was built to tackle storm-relevant emergencies after it took charge of Laplace. The first measure it adopted was contacting all the existing branches of the Foundations at the time to confirm the scale of available manpower. Then it built observation stations all over the globe to find if there were any other regions immune to the storm. After that, numerous offices responsible for deducing the cause of the storm were established. Even though there were countless disagreements during the research, at least we had taken the first step. I handed in the application to take part in this mission, determined to get rid of the fog in my mind. In 1986, I was assigned to the office in Egypt. All my friends came to the dock to see me off, because we knew it could be the final goodbye. Even though we were equipped with the emergency communication devices issued by Laplace, we were still not clear when the storm would assault us, or where we could hide nearby. What really scared me was not the threat to my life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. Then I boarded the ship to Alexandria from Athens. And that was when I met her.
Arcana?
Now when I recall it, it was almost impossible to ignore that group of arcanists on the ship. There were about a dozen of them, all in eccentric stitched robes. They were followers of a strange school which mixes arcanum and mathematics.
Never mind, it's, I'm assuming 37's mother.
I talked to them. No matter how much that conversation bewilders me now, I was more excited than confused at the time. They also survived the storm in 1996, and they noticed the unusual changes taking place in the world as well.
The emanation.
That means I actually met another group of survivors from the Millennium.
She stops turning the pages.
Wait. A school of arcanists who survived the storm?
You end it there? Finish the book! Finish the book! How long has this episode been dragging? Let's check, shall we? 38 minutes. I think we can go for more. I mean, we had an hour episode recently. And this is pretty interesting, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Tower of Babel. Most of the time, language barriers are the least significant obstacles between people. God damn, this is very relevant.
A mixture of arcanum and mathematics. The ship on the Mediterranean. Unbelievable. Our investigator actually met this group of arcanists who believed in numbers, and even left such a precious record down on paper.
Does it mean we are close to being helpful to Virgin?
The chief assistant of the monitor assistant, that's how to cheer.
Certainly. It's what we deserve for all the efforts today. But why did they leave such an important report in the reference room storing unnecessary information? Did they misput it here after the chaos of the storm?
Putting her confusion aside, Matilda turns to the next page of the record. Hand.
Among them, the most easygoing one was Hugh. He was an engineer as well as an arcanist. We shared the same preference for human technology, and that became our common topic. Hugh was in his 30s, red-haired, cheeks sunken, and deeply depressed due to some kind of eye disease. He was a decent man, with a prudent attitude, working at a desk most of the time. He reminded me of the imperial miniature painting artists in the Sultan's palace. Most of them ended up blind after toiling for their life. He showed me the picture of his daughter. I don't have children, but I could feel his happiness as a father. Although I got along well with Hugh, he seemed quite out of place among that group, which was actually led by her. I don't know what words to use to describe her. She was like a meteor shower, a tempest, or an unreasonable catastrophe itself. Her existence was just like her name. It was simple, yet implied a lot.
Arcana.
Please forgive me for my cowardice. Even now, I don't have the courage to write down her name, if one would call that a name. In fact, she was quite a kind, warm-hearted person. Among all the unregistered arcanists I've met, she was one of the nicest ones towards the Foundation. She looked young, even though I heard she had a daughter too. Besides, she still possessed the innocence of a child, and that kind of excitement exclusive for genius. That's right. It seemed the whole world was like a sparkling toy to her.
Never mind, maybe it is 37's mother. I don't know. Is the author even Britain's mother? I have no idea.
Our communication was heart-stirring at the beginning. Both of us were eager to find out what was happening. Like two shipwrecked victims grappling at each other on the sea. But I didn't have the slightest idea what she was talking about, actually. The problem was not the typical communication issues between humans and arcanists. I was sure the language we used didn't pose any obstacles. But still, I couldn't understand any words of hers. I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of 11,567 without thinking. But what this one said was illogical nonsense which no one could ever imagine. She claimed that there is a world of numbers, above all else, where the non-physical essences of all things exist in the form of timeless, absolute, unchangeable ideas, and that the physical world where the time flows is nothing but an appendage, which has never been real or true. And that's why the chaos in this world is not worth any attention, and we should focus on what happened to the supreme existence. What an utter disaster combining modern maths with the ancient superstition. I saw another hubristic arcanist pretending to be the prophet by reliving Platonism. I don't even bother to mention the balderdash on soul numbers. Even the New Age movement could use some of her absurdity. But that was not yet the end. She even claimed to be aware of the exact year when the next reverse would happen. But when I asked her about it seriously, she said,
My apologies.
My apologies.
I've made an oath. I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
I mean, even the way she's speaking, she's copying 37's tone, no?
I'm not sure whether she was making fun of me or being serious, but I had this feeling that she was eager to tell me how she was granted the secret through a moment of afflatus.
Let's listen again.
My apologies. I've made an oath. I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
It's 100% 37's mother. Ain't no way.
It seemed she just saw through the laws behind all things instead of finding them through logical deduction.
Can't you see it? It is right in front of you.
After I expressed my inability to comprehend her words 30 times, she finally gave up and proffered regrets. I'd rather take it as a new kind of humiliation. What really irritated me about her, however, was her contempt towards science and all the scientific research methods. As far as I'm concerned, the value of a theory lies in its reliability, universality, and generalizability. Our pursuit of the truth has laid the foundation of modern science, allowing us to change the world. Yet, in her eyes, the value of a theory lies in its beauty. I talked to her on the current situation, and I told her how we would save lives and preserve the hard-earned technology of mankind if we could find the pattern of the storm. It was of course not an easy thing to do, and would take enormous manpower. So I asked her sincerely to join the Foundation. Yet again she responded with contempt. She believed they would only become another military squad of the Foundation's.
Darling, maths are beautiful for their uselessness. That's why it remains noble and graceful in this sordid world, despite you humans' reckless action of using it to calculate ballistic.
She turned down my invitation and left an unfairly negative comment on our storm observation project.
The observation stations you built are destined to be toppled because their basis is the fragile world that follows the laws of physics. The efforts you've made are like nails on a sand beach, which will only be carried away by the next tidal wave.
I mean, again, we established those posts as the first step, the bare minimum, to understand the situation, so she's actually quite spot on.
But I said, perhaps our efforts are in vain, but someone has to do it. We will try every corner of the beach before making the conclusion that the world we are living in is already a hopeless ruin.
What a pragmatic, rigorous, and rational speech. But dear, the world is a hopeless ruin.
The conversation ended in disagreement. I don't know why arcanists hate the world so much. Perhaps the reason is they have never been truly accepted. To this day, I still remember her venomous conclusion.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality?
Yet about the Gnosis, which she deeply believed in, and the so-called prophecies she made through numbers, she had never given any proofs or details that showed rigorous logic. And the reason for her inactions was an oath she had made before some stone? Therefore, I believed her words were only the nonsense of a lunatic. When we first met, I thought she was different from all those psychos, who mistook the malfunction of their prefrontal cortex as the will of God. But they turned out to be the same. In the name of human sense, I swore everything she said was absurd and ridiculous to me. Until...
Madame Z said the arcanists on that island are all named after numbers, because they have a strong belief that numbers are the essence of their souls. The investigator wouldn't write down her name. Is it because of the conflict between their beliefs?
Matilda turns to the next page eagerly, as if checking a novel bought in class by some undisciplined student. But the reality welcomes her with an empty page.
Huh? That's all?
Maybe because the story ends with an abrupt stop, or the hope just raised has dashed down. Matilda clenches her handkerchief with her sweaty palm.
Submitting such an unfinished report would only cause problems for the reviewers and evaluators. But this investigator didn't even write down their name.
Don't worry, Miss Burnish. I'm familiar with this situation. Every time after the brave Typhon defeats Jupiter, he returns to the Auto Island. But each time we twist the ear of Mr. Glassbox, Typhon will show up again and again.
Are you gonna not rip. Are you gonna pour a mysterious liquid that just shows us text? You know, that thing where people write and then the writing disappears and then you shine UV light on it and it appears? Is Sotheby about to do the biggest big brain move in the world?
Miss Moisson told me the ear is the key to bringing back our hope.
Wait, don't tell me you are talking about the shows on the mechanical television?
Ignoring the monitor assistant's confusion, the enthusiastic young lady starts looking around for the ear that carries all her hope.
Stop, Miss Sotheby. Please, take a seat on the cushion and listen to me carefully. This is a detailed report written by a formal investigator of the Foundations, not some TV show full of cliffhangers. That means we will definitely find the rest somewhere.
Oh, I see. Must be a Coco Treant who took away the other part of the book. Usually, they will be attracted by Luna Fixer, and by following their traces, we'll find their lairs in the stable.
She's talking about Manus Vindictae unironically. Actually, I think Sotheby's onto something here.
You mean someone took it away? That's highly possible. Data loss is not allowed in the Foundation. especially under the Monitor Assistance management.
We must prepare Luna Fixer. Don't forget their favorite jigging magical beans. I don't have those materials with me right now, but I can write to them. It only takes a month.
The disconcerting conversation is clear. The disconcerting conversation is clearly too much for this rigorous Monitor Assistant.
Nuh-uh, we don't need that.
She hit him with the nuh-uh. You know, Matilda needs that one expression where you shake a finger. You know, she needs it. She needs it badly. After taking a deep breath, Matilda takes out her crystal orb. An ambitious smile spreads over her face.
You've perfectly accomplished the task from me when you found this valuable report. Well done, Assistant Sotheby. Now it's time for the great Matilda to show a little bit of her greatness.
You know, maybe get portraits, Matilda. Maybe be summonable. You've yet to show us that genius, huh? Unlucky. Unlucky. They did Matilda dirty, man. They really did her dirty. To be continued. Divination in the day. You know, I'm sorry to say this. As much as I want to go on, I think we leave the rest for the next episode. I was expecting a final boss. I was expecting an extra battle. Instead, we got Lord of the Flies, Miss Matilda Boaniche, a report, numbers, and there we are. That's the state of the story. I gotta say, I am intrigued. This is pretty interesting, but I have no comments because I need to read the rest in order to make any comments, but this video is dragging on way too long. In any case, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
This is Typhon, the hero of Auto Island. Fight against the evil Jupiter every day.